Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the Dickermax. It's a tier 6 German premium tank destroyer. It's located on the northeast corner of Karelia, and this one is under the command of Seeker Samaj of the DHELL clan, and he's got 2 marks of excellence on the barrel of that 105mm main gun. Well, the Germans were so confident about this tank, they only made 2 of them, and both of them went off into battle. Unfortunately, one of them died from a fire, and the other one, well, was actually in action quite a lot and killed a huge number of Soviet tanks. I think it was something like 21 or 22 in the end, but it did get wiped out in the end, and the Soviets captured the hull. They didn't know what they were dealing with. They saw it and they wondered what it was. But, that Achilles was very naughty. He just jumped in there and stole our sighting on the enemy, and now we can't shoot. The E25 did the same, and now we've got no chance of getting shot in there. The Achilles has only got a 17-pounder. We've got a 105mm gun. In fact, the E25 just shot us with his 75mm. And look what we can do with a 105mm. It's 300 alpha, 169mm pen with standard AP, and with the APCR, it's 227mm of pen. Remember, this is tier 6, and we're actually in a tier 7 game at the moment, so we could come up against some serious opposition, but we got a 105mm gun, so we can do a lot of damage. The standard reload, 8.92 seconds, and well, we can see here, Samaj has got 7.39. Now, I've got something interesting for you to know actually today, not usual, but I've actually submitted this replay to Steve Walst for him to guess the Win 8. So he's going to analyse this replay from his perspective, an expert perspective. He's going to see if the gameplay was good and criticise it one way or the other. And after that, he's going to try and guess the win rate of Seeker Samaj, who is in the DHELL clan. He's the originator of the DHELL clan, and of course, he's then going to try and work out the win 8 of the player. Now, I know, and you probably do as well, because he's appeared on our channel so many times. Seeker Samaj is actually a really good Unicum player. Really good. I mean, super Unicum. And so this could be very interesting to see if Steve can work out correctly how much the win 8 of the player is. Nice one, right into the engine bay. He timed that perfectly. Obviously, he knows that guy's far enough away that he has to give a little bit of lead on the target for the shell to hit the engine bay. And he is aiming for the engine bay because he knows if he hits the engine bay, he can slow the guy down and potentially get a fire. Fires kill more tanks than Amaraks do, mostly because most tanks actually protect the ammo and they put it in a place where it can't be detonated. Although that wasn't the case with the Tiger II, because they put them in the bustle and the bustle was easily hit. And of course the same was true for the Shermans for a while, until they realised they actually needed to weld on extra applique armour to make sure that the German shells did not get a first strike on the Sherman, because of course the Sherman used to be known as the Ronson because it would light every time first time. Well, they got a bit of a bad reputation, but in the end they solved that problem just by making the armour extra thick just around the places on the hull where the shells were located. Well, enough about me rabbiting on. As I said, there was only 2 prototypes made in 1941, both sent to Russia. Only one actually survived, and we don't know where it is now. The tank was actually known as the 10.5cm K Gespanzer Selbstfahrerfetter, or Panzer Selbstfahrerfetter Year A. So it was actually, the Tier B is actually an Arty. This was the A version. Of course, they were both classed as self-propelled guns, so it really didn't matter that one was actually an Arty and the other one was actually a tank destroyer. Oh, that Hellcat's cheeky. Now, he managed to get past. Okay, now the other thing about this unusual about this vehicle is its gun depression. It's 15 degrees. Only the Sture Mill actually has 15 degrees as well, but several of the Swedish tank destroyers do have very, very high gun depressions. What's great about this one is actually the fact that it can actually use ridgelines really well, and he's got to go with the next shot. He's now got the communications expert working, so that means he's got enough assistance, enough spotting assist. In fact, it was his teammates getting damage on the Golica that he spotted that enabled the assistance there. The view range is 400 meters, but the arc of fire is only 16 degrees, 8 degrees either side of the center line. Oh, lovely one, went in the engine bay, tracked him, but it didn't kill him. It left him on only 3 hit points. And there's the M6, and he's firing this way. Oh my god, he killed the tank by accident there. He just killed a Wizzy on the enemy team. The Wizzy 131 GFT was aiming for the M6, but the shell went straight at the Wizzy and killed him. So, so he's actually got a kill by error. And that's serendipity, a happy accident. That's happened to me a few times. I've aimed at an enemy tank and killed a tank that was standing right next door to him at the time, but I could not see. In fact, that actually did happen because I was aiming, I think it was an M4, and I fired an Arty round at the M4, and a Hetzer appeared right next door to him. It was a wreck, and it was the Hetzer that took the round, not the enemy tank. Always funny when that happens. You do a double take, you think, hang on a sec, that's not the tank I was aiming at. Well, we're 2 up on the enemy at the moment, which is good, but the enemy's still the one that's doing the attacking. Now, that Hellcat that was spotted it coming in from the west on the A line, he's gone to ground. We can't see him at the moment, but it could be that from the angle we're looking, we cannot spot him. If he does dip down into that drop, the G2SP will probably see him. That E25 is up on the hill, on the horseshoe, right at the back. Difficult for us to get a shot. Of course, our E25 has already fired on us, and so he's lost any chance of picking up a high caliber now by doing what he did. But given that Seeker Bane Damage already has 1,707 hit points of actual damage and 855 of assist, I don't think that that guy's going to get a high caliber anytime soon. Oh, there he is. And he is trying to relocate, but not towards the drop, because he would have met the G2. And that's his game. That's our 3rd kill.
Thanks a lot. Yes, sir.
I don't know if I don't know if the G2 was being facetious there. He might have been, because I think the G2 went to that position to try and wait for the enemy tank to appear, the Hellcat. But instead, the guy got a shot up his arse and he's out the game. There could be enemy tanks inside the swamp at the moment we just don't know about. Somebody firing up onto the horseshoe. That E25 is still there. Up, tree went down. And that was precisely where the base of the tree would have been. It is a big shell, the 105mm, so that's why it does take so long to load. 8.92 by the book and 7.29 by Bane Damage. Now he is the first member of What Arty Noobs that we've actually done this for. We might do it for some more members, for Steve to actually analyse and see if he can guess the win 8 of the player. Another good hit. Low roll for 290. You can get another hit. Oh, not much showing. The guy is actually very aware that if he goes down, he's actually going to get fired on. He's gone unspotted, so now he will come down. He was hugging that wall to make sure that he didn't get a repeat. The Arty on our team are a pair, a GW Panther and the Lorraine 15550, both tier 7s. On the enemy team, they've got the same combination. One of the bad things about the Dicamax, of course, is it has very thin armour. 50mm at the front of the hull, but 20mm all the way around. In fact, the gun screen is very, very porous, so if you do get hit on the gun screen, if you see a Dicamax as an Arty player, aim for it, because chances are you will get a penetrating shot and take the guy out with your first round. Just need to get it on target. It's actually kind of a comfort having that E25 there, because of course his 75mm can't take away the enemy tank straight away, but it certainly does persuade the enemy tank to fire at him, not at us. Of course, he's got a much faster firing 75mm, and that's why it makes it more annoying for the enemy if they do ever get spotted by an E25. You can see our G2 SP has made his way all the way to the enemy cap area, and in fact he's encountered another E25, and that is our 4th kill of the game. We're 3 up on the enemy now, and I think Baines has decided that it's time for him to relocate and get closer to the enemy. Now, rather than do what the G2 did and go the long way round, I think he's going to go through the bushes towards the cap. The short route. He's not as fast as some of the other tanks. He's only got a speed of 40 kilometers an hour, but most Dicamaxes do have good camo. Squeezing his way between. He did. Oh, Achilles! One shot, and that's a high roll. Now he's up to 5 kills. He could get a top gun. There's only 4 enemies remaining. He's also very vulnerable. If that E25 spots him, the enemy one, he could be in a lot of trouble. The remaining enemy are a Tiger 1 and an E25, and of course both Arty, GW Panther, Lorraine 15550. The Tiger's been spotted, but he's actually in the south, so I don't think we need to worry about him at all. It's the E25 we need to watch out for. Got plenty of hit points to trade, but he hasn't suffered a single hit point of damage so far. So if we do spot the E25, and we know where one of the Artys is now, in fact both of them are around there, so that's where he's going to get his top gun, by taking out one of the enemy Arty. The closest one to us is the GW's gone. Okay, the E25 is only to our right at this very moment, and he's behind the rock, so we have to deal with him. He's just killed the G2. He doesn't know we're here unless he saw us. Do you think he saw us? No, that's just a dinosaur. In fact, he did see us. He knows we're here, and he must realise that he's a one-shot for a 105mm. And he's got a hit. And that's a kill, that's his top gun. And that means there's only 1 enemy remaining. They've killed the Tiger, it's just the Lorraine. And we're off to try and get some damage on him. And that's it, the game's over. And it's a victory. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was an ace tanker game for Seeker Paints, the manager of DaVinci in the Dicamax, otherwise known as the vacuum cleaner, or Fat Max. He managed to get an ace tanker. He also got a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage. He got his 3rd mark of excellence from that game, and he also got fire throw effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle, high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game, and a top gun for getting at least 6 kills. His win rate from that battle, 11,308, but we've seen higher win rates from Seeker Dwayne Samaj in the past. Let's have a look at his team score. Well, he got 3,148 hit points of damage. Second highest turned out to be the Tiger 1 on the enemy team, 2,617. And the third highest was the E25 on the enemy team with 1,907. When it came to kills, yes, he got the highest number of those. 6 kills at Top Gun. 2 kills went to the Lorraine 15550 on our team. Also got a Confederate, the Jag Panther, the M4A3 EZ8, and the T52. And on the enemy team, only the Tiger 1 and the E25 managed to get 2 kills each. When it came to base XP, he easily scored that one. The only player to get over 1,000 base, he got 1,487. 787 went to the EC8, and 751 went to the Lorraine 15550. He fired 20 rounds. Now, this thing actually has an ammo capacity of 26 rounds, so he was down to his last 6, but I don't think he was going to need any more than the amount he actually did expend. 13 direct hits on the enemy, 12 penetrations, 3,148 hit points of damage, of which 2,168 was at more than 300 meters. He did receive 1 hit. It was from the E25. It did penetrate. It's a good 75mm gun, so it just went straight through. 1 enemy vehicle spotted, 9 enemy vehicles damaged, 6 killed, 1,125 hit points of spotting assist in that game. On a premium count, he actually made 19,050 credits from the battle, and that's including a 41,736 mission completion from holding ops and 2,899 experience points out of it as well. So a lovely game there by Seeker Bane Samaj. I've got loads of replays that I could have sent in, but for the fact, of course, that Steve is only dealing with current clients. He's not going to load up all the old clients just so he can take in really old games. So only current ones, and that's why I've selected Seeker Bane Samaj to have the first one, because I do owe him one for all the replays that I have of his that are waiting to be done, and I haven't got around to them yet, but I will get to them eventually. So I wonder if he will be able to spot exactly the win 8 of Seeker Bane Samaj. If he gets it right, then he's got his £5. If he doesn't get it right, then he has to send a certain amount of gold to the player who made the submission and who actually did get or fool him on the win 8 and the win rate. So we'll find out. If you enjoyed this replay, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.